That's one thing for sure. Well, you can't take it with you. That's one thing for sure. Well, there's nothing in Austin, Texas. Let me tell you that a T-bone shovel can't shoot. Yeah, feel me, a woman shaking like a willow tree. And yeah, the way you move, baby, shaking like a willow tree. While you come to Austin, honey, me and TV will take it. So what? Hey, let's have that. Let's have a natural ball. Yeah, let's have that, baby. Let's have a natural ball. When I feel like boogie, baby, you can't have no fun at all. Yeah!
The legendary Blues House, the Victory Grill, located on East 11th Street, was opened in 1945 by Johnny Holmes. A few years later, the tiny one-room hamburger joint got a new room added to it called the Kovac, which is Alaskan for fabulous. And fabulous it was, playing the blues and bringing in patrons from everywhere. This is the story of 50 years of the Victory Grill and the path that lies ahead.
My name is Johnny Holmes. I'm original from Bastrop. I walked here all except 13 miles in 1935. And from there, I accumulated this place, but it was all about as small as, well, it's about a one-room building. But it was used by some of the other people, not me. But I just decided they had a vacancy. And so I decided I'd take that vacancy and put a tailor shop in it. I was a cleaner and presser. But after I got that far with it, well, I spread it out. So I decided, well, since I got two rooms, I put one room as just a hamburger joint. So I sold hamburgers for 10 cents. Well, the music part didn't come in until I came back and built this part. This was not here. This was just a plain piece of ground. And only the front was from them double doors up there. That was all large the place was. But I had this part built myself when I came. Decided I was got enough running around in the West Texas area and said I'm coming home and settle down. And so that's why this part is here. Only just the front part was the Victory, was small. But I named it the Victory. It was not named, it was just a little bitty small place sitting on the side like a little chicken coop.
It was the end of World War II in 1945 when Johnny Holmes, now an adult, founded the Victory Grill.
Now, the Victory Grill, which was once was a little ice house, got his name from close, real friend. He said, well, I'll tell you what to name it. Let's name it Victory Grill. He said, the day is VJ Day. He said, we'll just name it Victory Grill. I said, well, okay, Victory Grill. I opened the grill in the back in '48. And then I had some friends downtown, some white folks that knew me, you know, come out, and so they just decided to let me have enough money to spread it out. And so that's why it's this size right now, on account of the friend of the people that I had. And the way I paid, on my Social Security check, that was a guaranteed check gonna be every month. So I let them take their money out of that guaranteed check.
Well, my dad was a very good friend of Mr. Holmes, and he was an electrician. And part of the thing that he did was helped out with the lighting. This was a really cooperative community. There was a lot of activity, and Daddy used to come up here, and he worked here, he worked next door. There was a liquor store next door. There was an ice cream parlor down the street, Lawson's Ice Cream Parlor. And many of the establishments, he did their wiring and just made sure the lighting. In fact, there was probably some of the original wiring in here. And he used to bring me with him when I was a little girl. And it was a good time because it was fun.
I used to come here when I was a young man. I met Mr. Holmes when I was 12 years old in Big Spring, Texas, when he was booking T.D. Bell and dances in Midland and Big Spring. I used to clean up for him. And I went to school with his son here at Anderson High. And over the years, he watched me in the neighborhood. I came here in 1950, and I've been in and out for the last 20, 30 years.
11th Street during that time was really blooming, you know. That's where everybody would come. And it was just one of the areas everybody wanted to go to Austin.
The things that Mr. Holmes did, bringing B.B. King and Bobby Blue Bland, and I've heard so many stories of all the great time.
I came through with the name of the Victory on the kind of, it was victory to me to start, you know, with some place of business. And I always say victory. But now this part is named Kovac. I've learned that name and when I was in Anchorage, Alaska. So, which means fabulous, means what they said it was, so I use that word, fabulous.
It was always crowded. There was lots of music. I was raised in a family that appreciated music, all kinds of music. And as a result of that, I had a great interest in the musicians that passed through here. And of course, once I became an adult and recognized that some of those that are really great now actually started here. Persons like Bobby Bland and Bobby Blue Bland was one of the favorites. He was here every weekend. He was at Fort Hood, Texas, and many of the soldiers came from not only there, but from Camp Swift and also from San Antonio.
I was a band promoter, and I don't know why I loved to run up and down the road with bands. I booked Ray Charles and B.B. King. B.B. King used to play there, right up there for me. And now, you see, he's famous. And all the rest of them, most of all the bands that has come through here, they always would stop through me because I knew so many little country towns that they could make some money. Ike, Tina Turner, Little Richard, all those guys. I mean, I got a chance to meet them, and I'm well known with them.
San Marcos was dry, and some of the surrounding areas, there was no place to go, so everybody came to the Victory. And it was a hustling and a bustling and lively atmosphere, and there was lots of music. And in fact, the neighbors said, child, they came to hear the big horns. And there were horns, and there was singing, and there was dancing, and there was gaiety, and there was happiness.
And a couple of Austin institutions from all the way from the Kovac room behind the Victory Grill, way back after World War II to right now, these guys are still happening. T.D. Bell and Erbie Bowser.
Lord, I'm never leaving home anymore.
was in the pulpit trying to save some souls. The wife's around the corner hollering, hey, Jelly Roll. You talk about your brother, you talk about your cousin, you get behind their back, yes, and you eat all in the dozen. Because the world is round, crooked, that's the same. Oh, yes. Crooked, crooked, yes, the same. Oh, yes.
We used to play in here, play here at the piano, you know, that's where you played.
Did he play here?
Yeah. Not only once, a lot of times.
Yes, I found my true love, baby. Honey, here come your man, yeah. When I'm going away, baby, won't be back till fall. I'm going away, baby, won't be back till fall. Keep on loving me, may not leave at all.
The Victory Grill and Kovac Room were home to many great blues musicians, including T.D. Bell and Erbie Bowser, Gray Ghost, Bobby Blue Bland, Levada Durst, W.C. Clark, A.J. Maynard, Big Pete Pearson, Blues Boy Hubbard, and many more. Although East Austin's economic downslide eventually forced the closing in the mid-60s, the Victory Grill opened its doors in 1987 for the Texas Blues Reunion, and now on its 50th anniversary in 1995 has reopened for a cultural revival.
African American people had an opportunity. There was a venue for their talent, our talent. And I think that's what we want to try to recreate. Not only a venue, but a place that's comfortable, a place that's safe, a place that's fun, a place that we can learn and grow together, and include all of Austin as part of that. And we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen. Here we are.
We've been trying to work with the Victory Grill to be open for a number of years now. We have a group called the East 11th Street Village Association that have been working with him, and we have been putting together the plans for the revitalization of East 11th Street. Victory Grill is probably the first of the old businesses to come back online, and we're very happy to see that happen. We think that Victory will be the cornerstone to redevelopment of this area, and will certainly maintain some of the historical character of East 11th Street. And as you walk up and down the street, you find out that many of the old businesses are all gone, most of the old original business. So this is very important for us to have the Victory back to keep the historical character of the street.
Well, we're really excited about it. It's a revival. It's truly a revival for me particularly, because being a native daughter, so to speak, of Austin, to see 11th Street begin to boom again, and that's what we intend for it to do, is begin to boom again, provide not only a nightclub atmosphere, but activities that the entire community can participate in. Erbie can tell you a lot about the vision. He and I have discussed. It's a vision of inclusiveness. It's a vision of involving children, adults, a broader community, but also economic prosperity for this part of town. And that's what we're looking forward to. So this is just the beginning.
I started off as a club. Then I wanted to put it a community affair. I didn't want just a beer joint. I want a community association such as kids involved, maybe tutoring, tap dancing. I've watched a lot of things on television like talent shows. We don't have anything here going for talent. We got lots of talent in Austin, and we're not doing anything about it. So this is what I'm trying to do.
That was Rudolph said. He's the boss now. I turned it over and let him handle it. Since he was about 12, 14 years old when I met him, and he was helping me mop and scrub in the evening. Now he's over the whole thing. See how things can work out. I just got out and said, you handle it. And he's handling it too, in a real nice way.
Mr. Holmes laid the foundation, and I'm gonna take it from there. Because if we don't do something, we're losing our kids. We've got to do something for them, and we're gonna start right here. Not just a typical bar. It's not gonna be that. I don't want that, never did want that. Like it used to be, can't make it like it used to be, but we can make it better. But I need the support of the community. I'll do the best I can. If it don't, we'll just make a hamburger joint out of it.
We want to work with the schools, we want to work with parents, we want to work with churches, we want to work with the community at large. We want to work with all the musicians, all of the various artists, the writers, the theater. We've got a great environment here that we're building.
It's a beautiful place, and it's waking up. Everybody's waking up.
One in particular, I got some young lady that tap dance. I want her started. She's got a little business. We're gonna get her started right here tap dancing in the evening. And whatever she makes is hers because she's getting ready to go off to school. And we want to sponsor her and get some backing for it. That's the kind of environment we want. I have some poetry reading on Thursday. We have trying to get reggae. We got some artists gonna paint the building. So we're doing it.
I didn't know about the Big Reveal till earlier this month when I came over here to participate in a program by the Talking Poets, or the Talking Drum Poets. And I said, wow, what a fascinating place. Where has this been? I haven't seen it. I've only been here like 10 years. But I liked it, what I saw, and I got to know RV, and then later on Eva, who was a good friend that I met when I first came to Austin. And we started talking about doing things here. And I said, great, you know, and she was telling me some of the history of it. And like, I'm a historian, so history really fascinates me. So I get into it. So she said, well, why don't you give read the presentation for it? And I had already offered to do a poem about the Victory Grill. So that's my involvement, and I intend to stay involved with it, you know. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do one of the murals on the wall out here later on, and start working, producing programs and bringing groups in. And I'm gonna use this as the venue to do that in.
I've never played here, but I'm playing with a couple of guys who have played here. It used to be the house band members here. T.D. Bell and Erbie Bowser. It's called T.D. Bell and the Cadillacs some time ago, yeah. So I'm kind of playing with history, and I'm enjoying history today.
Then people in the community can be exposed to this and hopefully create an activist community where you just don't stand by and let things happen, but also build and make a stronger community because there will be more unity.
Hey man, believe I'm on my way. Hey man, believe I'm on my way. All I have to do is keep my chin up, do what the good book say. If anybody asks you who composed this song, anybody asks you who composed this song, just tell them Dr. Hepcat been here and the po' boy's gone.
Yeah, we hope to bring all those great people back. We hope to get big enough that we can bring them all back.
The floor plan's the same, the seating's the same. We didn't change anything. Everything is original. The stage is already here, the lighting was already here. We just kind of cleaned it up. We didn't want to change, we wanted to keep it just original as much as possible.
Okay. Yeah. If the community has ideas of things they want, bring the ideas to us. You know, it may be something that we can accommodate.
Hey, music singing is moving back to East Austin again, so glad to see it. Glad to see Harvey Adams taking over too.
But most of all, I think R&B would agree with me, is that we want our children to grow and prosper. And that's why I'm here.